Alright, so today's pull day. Luckily my back is feeling way better today. I also took some extra care and time to like really roll it out, really emphasize I guess my lats on the warm-up. Yeah, just really making sure everything was warm, everything was feeling good. Making sure, massaging anything out beforehand, before I even started the warm-up. So, yeah, I did what I could, and I'll admit, at first I was like, wait, did I just make it go? Did I just make the pain go away? No, I think the only thing that's really left that like makes it hurt is really just this action here of like bringing my chest up. That's really the only thing left that makes it hurt. So I'm glad that that's like it, is what I'm getting at. So, I'd rather it be one thing than everything and not being able to breathe on top of that. Well, not being able to breathe fully on top of that. So, yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna start off here with some neutral grip. I was doing a couple feeler reps and I was feeling a little bit. So we're just gonna take it careful. We're just gonna keep focus on it and still achieve the pump, but just be careful about it. So basically, still gonna go crazy, just not injure myself. So again, that would be nice. So anyway, other than that though, that's all I got. So let's go ahead and get started here with this first set.
you stand it, bro? Yeah.
Alright. Overall, pretty good lift. Pardon me. Overall, pretty good lift. Most things felt great. There were a couple things where I was like, you know, I kept feeling it in certain spots. I was like, yeah. But it all worked out in the end, so that's good. But yeah, overall, great lift. So that's nice. As far as tomorrow goes, tomorrow's leg day. It's also what? Gonna be 7 weeks out now? Yeah. Yeah, 7 weeks out, because my competition is on a Saturday, so. Sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to do some math in my head. Because for some reason I started thinking that, now I'm kind of curious. Oh, wait, here we go. Alright, so. Okay, no, I do have it right. Okay, cool. Alright. I was thinking that, like, I somehow screwed it up to, like, where one day out would be the competition day. And I was like, wait, that wouldn't be right. I need to check. So, but no, I have it right to where it's like one day out would be Friday, because my competition is on the Saturday. So that's why each hamstring biased leg day is when the number ticks down to like the next week down. So yeah. But anyway, I like a lot. That was weird. Well, it wasn't weird. It's kind of normal for me. But I locked in there. And I was completely in my head and didn't realize. I just started thinking about stuff, and anyway. Well, I say stuff, but started thinking about that and got carried away. So anyway. Yeah. Overall, everything felt great. So yeah. Well, everything except for like the couple of times where I would feel it, you know, hit this spot down in here, but it's whatever. Luckily it is a lot better though, so that's what I'm glad about. So anyway, but yeah, so as far as tomorrow goes, I think I already said this, but tomorrow's the hamstring bias leg day. So, and tomorrow will also be 7 weeks out. So, I think I got some stuff written down to like trim down now. So, yeah. Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be trimming some more stuff down now, but. Anyway, but yeah, everything felt great. So, let's see. I'm gonna be standing here for a little bit, so because I'm gonna practice my. The reason I kept the pants off was because I was going to practice the posing routine, but I felt like deciding on doing something real quick first. Oh shit, that was not good. Anyway. Don't let the one negative interaction outweigh the 100 positive reactions or comments or experiences or whatever. So, you know, put your own word there, right? I keep having to, like, anytime I have some sort of negative reaction or a comment or whatever, you know, whether that's, or experience, like whether that's, you know, on social media or just in life in general, whether it's like from, most of the time it's going to be from people, right? So, but anyway, yeah, don't let the one negative comment, experience, reaction, whatever, don't let that, you know, ruin or, like, I guess, don't let that take over your mind, basically. Because I've had plenty of times where, and I've had to take a second to think about it, and sometimes I realize it right away. Other times it would, like, take me a second, and I'd be like, oh yeah. But, like, with just this, I'm going to keep it simple and say this whole recording thing, right? There are plenty of people that, you know, don't like it. I've had a couple of negative interactions of, like, you know, people talking shit or giving me a look or something, right? But yet, I've had multiple, like, way numerous positive reactions, and, like, outcomes or comments or whatever. And whether that's, like, comments on videos or comments or conversations in person, you know, I've had plenty of positive experiences. And it's like, that's what I have to remember and think about anytime some sort of, you know, negative reaction, experience, whatever happens. So anyway, I say that because I sometimes find myself, like, you know, if some sort of negative experience happens, and this is actually, like, a real legitimate thing with the way the human brain thinks, with human psychology. It's like, you know, you hear one negative thing and it just takes over your mind. You forget about all the positive, like, experiences and whatever. And it's kind of interesting. But, and after, like, learning about that, after hearing about, like, how that works, how that happens, I've been able to, like, recognize that before I just, like, and just in my head about whatever negative experience. I'm like, well, sure, this negative experience happened, but compared to, like, you know, this one negative experiences, it's like one negative experience to, like, 100 or something, right? So it's like, you know, basically just remember how much positive, you know, feedback or whatever you've had, depending on what the situation is, you've had. Because, like, you know, if I like listen to, you know, all the negative crap, you know, I'd probably quit, like, recording. I'd probably quit, you know, lifting in general. You know, just be like, what's the point? But at the same time, it's like, you know, if I remember all the positive reactions, experiences, comments, etc., however I want to say that. You know, whether it's like a simple thing like, you know, keep going, or it's you know, a couple sentences, or it's a paragraph of something. I'm speaking of positive stuff. It's like, you know, stuff like that. And whether someone comments on it or not, you know, there are still going to be people that, like, seeing a young person like me, you know, doing what I do, you know, that might motivate someone older or younger if they see it. Depends on, I don't even know if my stuff gets age restricted or not. I don't think it does. I try to keep that from happening by not cursing, but occasionally something slips out. Anyway, it's like, that's part of the reason I record, is, you know, the one reason is so I can have like some history to kind of go back to and look back on. I can like see my past training styles. I can see how I looked. So, you know, basically I can see my progress. So it's like, really, one reason I'm doing, I'd say I have two main reasons. One main reason I do all this, I do this, not really lifting, but like the recording gig, the recording part of it, the whole YouTube, you know, reason I do the YouTube channel, or one main reason I do the YouTube channel, is just, you know, progress tracker, right? To really sum up everything that goes behind the two words of progress tracker. Second reason is to hopefully motivate someone. You know, whether that's just they see the video and they're like, damn, that guy's young. I need to, you know, do something. That was weird. It sounded like, that was weird. Anyway, it sounded like someone speaking over like an intercom or a PA speaker. It was weird. Anyway, so the second reason is to, I guess best way I can sum it up is like to motivate someone. You know, whether they be older or younger, and whether it just be something of like, you know, they see a video, they watch it, whatever, and they're like, wow, this guy's young, you know, and he looks like that. Maybe it's time I, you know, get back in the gym, so start doing something, right? Maybe it's something like that, or maybe it's more so something like, you know, someone's not having, you know, they're not in a great time in their life. They're like, you know, maybe they you know, they're sitting at home all day, not really doing nothing, not really doing anything, talking like Blackbird, or talking like a not so educated person for a second. Not really doing anything, sitting on their butt at home, doom scrolling, whatever, right? You know, they're not, you know, not in a great headspace. You know, that kind of situation. You know, just happen to be looking at YouTube or something, come across one of my videos, let's say, just for whatever aspect, whatever part of it, you know, helps them go to the gym. You know, and then over time that saves them from, I don't know if, wait, now I gotta think of how to say this, unaliving themselves, there we go, because I don't want to get like kicked off YouTube or something, but anyway, but it saves them, well, and not just like, maybe not something as extreme as that, but like from turning to another coping what the hell? Coping mechanism. I like merged those two words together. It keeps them from going to another coping mechanism, whether that's, you know, hard drugs, drinking, whatever. More so speaking about the bad ones. To some people that's not bad, and that's part of one of the many issues with America right now. And, well, not just America, the world right now. Anyway. And also just thinking all that stuff is cool or whatever. But anyway. And then, yeah, there's the extreme thing of, you know, them ending their life. So it's like, you know, those are really my two main reasons. And whenever some like negative interaction happens, whether that's some entitled old guy being all grumpy or whatever, or someone saying like, you know, your posing's gay or whatever, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, these couple, you know, these like small negative interactions compared to the two main reasons why I even do this, not lifting again, but the YouTube channel. I even do the YouTube channel, but also the positive comments, experiences, interactions, conversations that I get and have completely outweigh, you know, the negative stuff. So anyway, all that to say, I like to kind of apply the whole, you know, don't let the negative outweigh the positive, or like take over the positive, I guess. Don't let the negative, yeah, outweigh, well, I don't know if you can keep it from outweighing that, but just taking, you know, allowing, yeah, basically taking over your mind and just completely, like, don't forget about the positive is, I guess, where I'm trying to go with that, but trying to go with that. So, anyway, all that to say, I try to apply that, I mean, not just to, like, you know, the simple thing of YouTube, but just multiple aspects of, well, just life itself, you know. Now, again, it depends on what it is, because there are some things where it's like, you know, the negative interactions and experiences, you know, are meant to tell you something. So, because someone can completely, like, misconstrue that to being like, I don't know. So, like, I keep saying like, I gotta stop that. Someone can completely, you know, misconstrue that and keep going in the negative, keep going in the negative, keep going in the negative, when it's like, you know, there's a certain point when it's like, okay, you know, this is meant to teach you a lesson, not keep going in the same direction. Like, if I somehow view, you know, procrastination, which I have a huge problem with, but we're working on that. You know, if I have a huge problem, or not if, but it's like, if I basically keep procrastinating and procrastinating, right? And I somehow like view that as a positive thing. It's like, that's kind of an example of, I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, that's something where it's like the negative interaction, that's, you know, you're supposed to stop. So, like, if you keep, you know, procrastinating, you know, what time you have to leave for work, or, you know, when you need to turn this assignment in for, you know, school or whatever, like that, you know, you fail your class, you get fired. You know, that's, and, well, those negative things build up. It's like, then, you know, all those times before the end result happened of, like, you failing the class or you getting fired, all those negative times were meant to tell you, like, hey, you know, fix yourself. So, anyway. But, anyway. Yeah, all that to say, once again, to kind of bring it around, don't let the negative you know, I guess let me say it like this: don't forget about the positive when negative happens, because in most cases, at least in the cases I'm thinking about, you know, at least in the cases I'm thinking about, you know, the positive is good. It's objectively a good thing. So, to some people, getting drunk every night at parties and clubs is a good thing, and being an absolute degenerate is a good thing. That's subjective. Just truthfully, that's just subjective. That's not objectively true at all. That's not an objectively good thing. And I mean, there's plenty of, that's not even like, you know, something I have to, it's not like a book, it's not an opinion, that's just objectively true based on numerous facts that, you know, don't even necessarily come from me. They come from, you can literally look it up as to why that's a bad thing. An objectively bad thing. Anyway. But yeah, to some people, you know, that's a subjectively doing that, being a degenerate and whatnot. To them, that's a good thing. So it's like the negative interaction of the hangover, you know, for some reason they have the same IQ of a Somalian or something, and they don't take that negative, you know, experience of feeling like crap, they don't take that negative experience of feeling like crap, and, you know, it doesn't like click and go, hey, I don't want to feel like this again. Maybe I shouldn't do it. So, anyway. But back to the point. In the terms of something that is objectively good, objectively positive, don't let the negative, you know, don't allow the negative to make you forget about the positive. So, that's how I'll end the video today. I've been trying to like think of, you know, more stuff to do, like the whole change speech I did the other day. I was trying to think about something to do yesterday, but I would have stood there for like 10 minutes just trying to think about something. So anyway, but back to the whole gym, what this channel is more so about, gym stuff. My shoulders are definitely getting rounder, and it's really cool to see. So that's nice. But yeah, I'm curious as far as how this next week progresses. Curious to see what like bodily changes I'll be able to see, even though it's like only really small changes. I'm curious to see what it'll do, because I mean, I've never done a prep before, so you know, that's why I'm like excited from, you know, for this 8 weeks out. And now there are some people that hate it, but hate like prep, but it's more so, I mean, for me it's exciting because I've never done it. So who knows, maybe my attitude might change towards it, like as I get closer to the competition, and maybe it won't. So, and maybe like my attitude will change towards, you know, whether I'm excited or whatever towards next prep. and maybe it won't. You know, maybe I'll still be excited for it because I can guarantee you next year I'm gonna like this whole competition was completely unplanned, like in every sort of way, completely unplanned. So, and I mean, when looking back now of just simply what a prep takes, my bulking phases, anytime I've like any sort of bulk I've had in the past, I've left so much gains on the table that for some reason I didn't realize I was leaving on the table. And I didn't get my head out of my butt to like see I was leaving them on the table. So, but yeah, seeing what a prep takes, or understanding now what a prep takes, just with at least the food side of things. Yeah, I'm truly excited for what comes after this prep and for the future. So, because next year I'm definitely doing a competition again. I mean, and I don't know if I've said this before. I probably have. I probably have. But you know, my objective from the beginning with this competition is my objective from the beginning with this competition is just to see if I like, you know, if I truly enjoy doing this. Excuse me. If I truly enjoy like doing this, you know, if I truly enjoy like the sport side of bodybuilding. Because I mean, I've been training for, I think, going on 5 years now or so, at least like in the, like, well, one, like getting back, like working out on my own accord. But two, I would say more so like on the seriously, you know, lifting. Well, it would actually be less than that, but I mean, I've been working out on like my own accord. So, and real quick, what I mean by that is when I was younger, I used to go to the gym with my dad. Like, I say all the time, but it was more so like every weekend. And honestly, I did not like it. And eventually there was like a year or two, like a gap where I didn't go anymore. I didn't like work out with him anymore. And then I think it was after I got Instagram or something, and I just started seeing like just like gym stuff on, like, scrolling through Instagram. I just started seeing gym stuff. That, and this was like 2021, 2020 kind of time frame. So when I think it was, I have to look and see when Ziz passed away again, but it was when, like, you know, the hard style, this was like the We Go Gym era, for those that know it. We need to have another era like that again, because that was honestly peak gym culture. And that was, I would say, that was also the rise of the Trend Twins too. So that was, or no, that was shortly after that. That was like, well, no, I would say that was like later 2021, maybe. Either later 2021 or just kind of 2022, at least when I started watching them. But that was also definitely when they started gaining popularity. At least like mass popularity. So, and I mean, it's only increased for them from there. But yeah, the We Go Gym era, I was working out for that. That was different. And all the hard style too. That was a different era. That was definitely, that was a different time for more reasons than one. But anyway, but yeah, I think I have to go back and count again, but yeah, no, August 9th, 2021 was when I made, well, it was when I made my I took my first like gym pictures ever, and I actually made a post, but this was more so, this was on my old Instagram account, which I deleted. Honestly, I don't even know why I deleted that, but just decided to. Anyway. Well, no, it was because that one was my personal, and then I decided to make a gym one. That's right. Okay. And then I started doing this, and okay, now I'm remembering. Wow, it's been a while. Yeah, so August 9th, 2021, so 2022, 2023, 24, 25, 26. Yeah, see, 5 years, okay. I can't believe I just did that. Anyway, so yeah, going on 5 years here, this coming August, as far as, you know, again, getting in the gym on my own accord. So, but yeah, and I've gone through a decent amount of splits through that time. I want to say the first ever gym split I did was Arnold. First ever gym split I ever did was Arnold, and then it just kind of went on from there to different things. Yeah, it just kind of went on from there, but, and then, yeah, over time, and then I was doing like bro split basically for, I want to say for the longest time I was doing bro split, and then after that I started trying out different stuff again. So, but yeah, as far as I'm concerned, PPL repeat is, that's my thing. So yeah, but anyway, wow, that was long. That was long. So anyway, other than that, that is all I got. Don't allow the negative to make you forget about the positive. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for what should definitely and hopefully be a good leg day.